Alright, so we're going to cover the Mossberg 930 Jam Pro, and I think it's the best entry level shotgun and the best shotgun for your money when you're getting into 3-gun. So out of the box, it's going to be pretty ready. This one's been modified, but out of the box, this one started off as a 24-inch model, so it held 9 in the tube plus 1 in the chamber. So for practical, that's what you can start off with, but as soon as the buzzer goes off, you can load more. And factory division, you can only hold 9 of the gun at any time. Now, one of the first things I did when I got this, I got a Mossberg clamp-on turkey sight for about $12, and this one is a, I believe it's a match saver, stage saver. They're pretty much all the same, for like 25 bucks. So right off the bat, got those put on, helped out a lot. I run this gun for going on 3 years now. About a year and a half ago, I got the Nordic components extension from one of my buddies. Right now it holds 13. I've done a little bit of stippling on here. I'm probably going to stipple some of the rest of the stuff on here. I've also added the SkyTac lifter. SkyTac lifter helps out a lot. He makes stuff specifically for the 930 Jam Pros. However, I will say that I would probably not do business with him again. I would probably go to Hawkeye, or I'd send my stuff off to Serums, because it took him forever to, 1, to ship me my lifter, and then 2, when I actually received it, I thought I was, installing it wrong because it wouldn't cycle. And then when I took it out, sent a picture of it to a couple of my buddies, and I was kind of looking at it further, and about the same time they all replied like, it looks bent. Basically what it is, like I call them the ears, for lack of a better word, where it attached to everything. Those were bent, so it would just constantly hang up. So I had to take some pliers, adjust that. But overall, it does help close the gap. One thing pretty much everyone does with their competition shotguns, they open up the loading port as much as possible. Initially, I opened up my loading port by myself. Then I had my buddy, who was an absolute artist with it, go ahead and do it. So it makes loading a lot easier. As you can see, he's cut that edge down there. So when you go to load, your hand is able to cup a lot better, and it definitely helped out a lot. I can actually now weekend load the way he's done everything. So I also just added the OR 3-gun competition combo kit. My last match, I had some problems with my gun, and I hadn't cleaned it in like 5 or 6 matches, so I think that's one of the main problems. But after a while, I decided, it's probably time to add some stuff to it. So with the OR 3-gun kit, you're going to get a marine spacer tube, which the spacer tube is ventilated, it's coated, it helps the gas system breathe better, is the way they quote it. Then there's a spring plunger, which basically they re-engineered it, where the plunger system is not going to bind up or cause like this as much drag effect. The adjustable spring retainer, you can tune your recoil system for what specific load you're running. I keep it about the standard setting. Haven't really had too many problems with this gun, other than that last match. I just had a bunch of light strikes on the first stage, and after that it started working fine. I did have some problems when I went from slugs, or from birdshot to slugs, but once I installed everything and cleaned the gun really well, it ran fine. I put different types of slugs in it, some different types of birdshot, and it ran. Typically what I run in this gun is Winchester AA light target loads, cycles those perfectly fine. Also run some of the stuff that's 1300 feet per second. I'm drawing a blank on it's still Winchester AA stuff. For the longest time I ran Federal low recoil True Ball Vital Shocks for my slugs. Those were phenomenal. They cycled, they were accurate. Unfortunately, they've quit making them, so I'm just about out of them. Then right now I run the Fiocchi 3G Jam, basically the Jerry Mikulek brand. And those are, same impact, dead on at 50 yards. So running those for right now. As far as other upgrades that the OR 3-gun kit gets, you get a bigger bolt release here. You get this little quads ready form retainer, so it pulls the whole entire form closer down to the gun. My buddy also kind of rounded this off a little bit to make it a little bit easier to load, so that way your hand doesn't hit it whenever you're loading. Done some light stipple work on this. Probably going to stipple back here and this too. But one of the things I really love about this gun is the price point. Super affordable. You're going to be looking at like $650 to $700 brand new. You can find some of them used for cheaper. And then also love the fact that the safety is just ambidextrous, and just the way it's placed. Whenever you're, at port arms, you can just keep your thumb right here. So as soon as that buzzer goes, you're able to just flip it off. Or when you go to dump your gun in a barrel, it's easy just to drag your thumb across. So with most of your other shotguns, it's a standard cross bolt for your safety, just like on a Ruger 1022. So a lot of guys, a lot of times, will miss that when they go to dump their shotgun. So, and then also if you're left-handed, I think it's a good solid safety to have, being ambidextrous in that position. So overall, I think it's one of the better shotguns. Yeah, your Benelli may slightly outrun it just because it has like maybe a 10% slower or a lighter recoil. I've shot some of my buddies' Benellis, and it's kind of strange because there's a couple times where okay, it feels slightly lighter, then okay, then the next couple rounds, all right, it recoils just the same as my 930. But they also all have lightened up bolts too. So there are as many people that offer aftermarket parts. You're going to be mainly looking at going directly through Mossberg or OR3 gun for your aftermarket stuff. But one of the beautiful things is you can buy 3 930s and deck them out before you reach the price of one Benelli. So my personal opinion when it comes to shotguns, it comes to your reloading ability and your ability to manage recoil, not so much the actual gun itself. I mean, as long as both guns are running reliably, I think that someone actually knows what they're doing with a 930 will outrun someone with a Benelli. Just personal opinion of mine, but one thing I will say is the Benelli is much easier quad load than this one. This one's really easy to dual load now, but still working on quad load. It's just the way it's designed. It's just this hump right here is going to get in your way whenever you're trying to quad load. That's something I've learned from my buddy, but you can go through some of my other videos that I put up competitions up, and I absolutely love this gun.